Stepping on my controls again. Where you at? Aren't you being helpful?
Yeah, there's a blue dot family.
Damn right there is, baby, and it is Sunday, and it's time for us to have another meeting. And I'm so glad y'all are coming in to join the conversation. Oh, man, I'm always running. Let me get backed up here. Sherry Puckett was the first one to jump in. Thank you very much. Followed by Nancy Halverson. Dwayne Twizzle's in the room, as is Gary Spring, Bart Larson, Randy Peterson. Woo, baby, one more day, Florida. Now, wait a minute. Is that one more day you get to Florida? I got to catch up with your timeline there, buddy. The Remixtress is with us, thank goodness. Jeff Curry, that smart-ass squaw, is amongst our midst, so be careful. Tracy Tobias, my neighbor, thank you very much for being here, darling. BW, Gary Spring all the way up in Canada, thank you very much. Jeanette Miller, Bruce Preston, thank you for being here. And Stephanie Dane and Jay, the romance continues, baby. Thank you for being here, I appreciate it tremendously. Anyway, let's see. Dorothy Tyndall's here, George Murray, Michael Johnson, Gigi. Gigi is here. Thank goodness Gigi's here. And glad to have you. Anyway, let me get on down here. Find out where I'm at. Mark Perkins is here. Thank you very much. And Linda Taylor Gallup is here. And Karen Van Wyck. Thank you very much, baby, for... Uh-oh, volume low. I know my cat, a little bit. I don't know. I came in here and knobs, I know, things were slid. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what she did. Anyway. I got mail. I'm glad y'all are here. Thank you, Gigi. Appreciate that. We love having you here, darling. Thank you very much. Anyway, I got mail, baby. I got several pieces of mail, and these are mail. Let me send this out. We'll probably do it again at the end of the show to let everybody know. John finally got around to getting another post office box. We had a post office box, but unfortunately, things got tight, and the post office box went by the wayside a while back ago. But today, or Friday, I went out, and I got a new post office box. And so there it is. It's a Blue Dot in Texas, post office box 260044, Corpus Christi, Texas, 78426. Same post office there was before. But I miss y'all's letters, baby. That's what it is. And speaking of which, I got some. I got to take my glasses off for this part because I can't see because I was going blind. Anyway, the first one is from Linda Gallup, who just was in the chat just a minute ago. And these first two, these are birthday cards that were sent to Marcia, and I want to thank you so much for that. It was so kind of y'all. And the first one is from Linda Taylor Gallup. And she said, your birthday's a day to celebrate, to be happy, and to look forward to new things. And boy, howdy. And hope you enjoy every minute. Happy birthday. Love, Linda. Linda, thank you very much, darling. I so appreciate it. And then I got one from, I know this is from Missy Chick. I think, I guess I called it right, didn't I? Yes, Missy Chick, our own Missy Chick, who's here in the room with us, sent Marcia a birthday card, and it's the old lady I think a lot of y'all recognize. And she says, your birthday is a good opportunity to salute Father Time. Which finger you salute him with is your business. Mama's turned, I think, 38 this time. She still looks it anyway. And then, and by the way, I want to thank Miss Chick. She included a nice little gift in there for Marcia, and she also sent us I don't get these mixed up. She also sent us a Christmas card from Miss Chick, and I love this. It's two little cats there. One says, have you seen the tinsel? Yeah, well, the tinsel's coming out the other one's butt. And he says, I have all the holiday fun you can get away with. Merry Christmas to all the Britovos, Miss Chick. And she included a very nice gift in there also. Miss Chick, and I know she's down there, baby. Thank you so much. And then I got a Christmas card from our own Mark Perkins. Mark Perkins sent us a nice Christmas card. A little card there with a little Christmas tree on it. And if I can get it open. Where was I at? There it was. And it says, may your days be happy and bright. Mark, and he says, I hope you and your family have a great Christmas this year. Please keep doing what you do for all of the Blue Dot family. Indeed, Mark, that's our mission here, buddy, is to keep our family flowing. We still got a long way to go, baby. But I want to thank everybody for the Christmas cards and the birthday cards for Marcia. And I know there's a couple of pieces of mail that I know are coming, and we'll get to those when they get here. Anyway, what the hell is going on, baby? Uh-oh. Somebody was there, and then they're gone. Let me get my show going here. I'm sorry, I'm a little behind. The last 2 days have been rather hectic. It's the holidays, baby, and I hope y'all are getting ready for them. Tomorrow is the big January 6th final public hearing, and we already know what's going to happen, basically. Donnie Boy's getting referred for indictments for insurrection, for obstruction of official of Congress, and it's going to be exciting. But they're not the only ones. There's going to be other congressmen. The congressmen that were given subpoenas: Kevin McCarthy, Scott Perry, Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, Mo Brooks. They all got their subpoenas, but they never showed up. So they're going to get referred, I believe, to the Ethics Committee. Miss you, chick. Thank you.
John.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
That was very sweet of you.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season, baby. 'Tis the season indeed. Are you all in the holiday spirit yet?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
As much as I get there.
It's getting more seasonal down here. It's cold today, but not near as cold as it's going to be in a few days. We're forecast to get down to 28 degrees.
Oh dear.
So if I'm going to get down to 28, oh, I pity the poor people north of me. It's going to be brutal. It is going to be brutal. But
I think the wind chill was 20 here today.
20.
Yeah,
I hear
wind chill.
some places up in Montana, they won't even hit zero. In the next few days, they've got wind chill, I understand, of minus 50 and stuff like this. It's really drastic up there.
Yeah, wind chill's killer.
Oh, man. Yeah, I try to stay away from that stuff. But yes, it is the season, and not only the season, it is the first day of Hanukkah. So for all our Jewish friends out there, happy Hanukkah, happy first day of Hanukkah. I believe it lasts, 8 days? 8 days, I think.
Not sure.
I'm not totally up. I know Christmas just lasts 1 day, but I think Hanukkah lasts 8 days, if I'm not mistaken. I think it has to do with the light of the candle. How much oil of the story. Anyway,
Could be.
happy Hanukkah to all those. And Merry Christmas. And Joe, how are you?
Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news.
Well, shit. You know how I am. Give me the bad news first, baby. Go ahead.
Okay, my Cowboys lost.
Yes.
But the good news, the good news is there won't be an insurrection.
There won't be an insurrection over it. No. No. We're not going to try to overthrow the decision on
Nope.
the field.
Nope.
Let me see. Oh, I just had a thought. It just fell right out of my damn head.
Uh-oh.
Son of a gun. Yeah. It's been one of those kind of weekends, baby. I
Close
swear.
that door.
I won't even tell you the story. I was in crisis about at least a good 3 hours this morning because I couldn't find something very important. I couldn't remember where I left it. And searched this house up and down. Anyway, finally found it. Thank goodness, but it was a rough morning. And I'm just, getting to that point in life, I guess, where I forget shit all the time. Don't step on any of my buttons over here. All right? Go see your babies.
We're all in the same boat, John.
Oh, man, it's hectic right now. And
If it wasn't because my wife reminds me with a frying pan over the head, I wouldn't even remember I was married.
I know it. But anyway, shit. Now I can't remember where the hell I was going with this conversation. It's been that kind of weekend. That's why we don't give shit where the show goes. It goes wherever it goes.
Speaking of football, we can congratulate Argentina.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Argentina over France, and what a game that was. Tied up until that last kick, baby.
Yeah.
And, I didn't get to see it, but I got the play-by-play from my kids. Oh, Dad, you should have seen it. Yeah, I wished I could have seen it. I didn't do shit, but glad you got to see it. But yeah, I understand it was a great game. And yeah, last time I saw the game, Joe, between the Cowboys were ahead. And I left going,
They were.
great, they're ahead. And now you're telling me
Yeah.
sometime between then and now they lost.
They really they lost the game themselves. It just went way out of
Well, of
out of.
course they did.
And I sat there silent, biting my tongue, trying to keep myself quiet.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah. I long for the old days, baby. I long for the old days. But there are new. Wait a minute. Come on,
There are
baby.
better things coming. There's better things coming.
Oh, look. Woo-hoo, look, there she is. I was wondering if my Jenny was going to show up. All right, let's get the rubbing in here going on, because Michael Johnson just came in the room to donate $2 and say, the Chiefs beat the Texans in overtime. Woo-hoo, and fuck Trump. Oh, Mama. He didn't really mean it, Mama. He didn't mean it. That's Mama's team there, baby, them Texans. Yeah, oh, so the Chiefs beat the Texans and Dallas loses. Oh, man. See? I'm thinking about taking up watching soccer. Anyway.
I couldn't understand it. I was watching it. I just couldn't understand it.
The story of the ball game I heard about was, I think it was Minnesota and Cleveland. Their ball game, if I'm not mistaken, at halftime the score was 32-0.
How?
And yes, you didn't hear about this? I'm just trying to remember. I think it was Cleveland that won. If I'm not mistaken, I might have this turned around backwards. But the game was 32-0 at halftime. Half the stadium had walked out. They thought it was a bummer of a game. Coming back, and I think it was Cleveland that went on to win. They scored 33 points in the second half, and that sets a new NFL record. So,
Wow.
what a comeback! 32.
After the Cowboys lost, I went outside and went to work.
Well, that's what you do. You work that shit off.
Oh, I did.
Because you're mad. Take it out on
That's
something.
right.
Let me
I
thank
took it out.
my neighbor Tracy Tobias. You didn't know she lived next to us, did you, Joe?
No.
Yeah, well, separated by about 1,000 miles, but yeah, she's my neighbor.
There you go.
Yeah, Tracy Tobias, who came in with $2, said, "Merry Christmas, John and Blue Dots." Merry Christmas to you too, Tracy. I'm ready to get into next week, baby. We all know what's going to happen. The indictments are going to come out, or the recommendations for indictments are going to come out tomorrow, and we're going to see others recommended to the ethics committee. We're going to have some that are going to be recommended to state bar associations for disbarment or some kind of penalty. And wow, there's Lady Freedom Rocks, who came in with $2 and said, "Hi everyone, I'm here." Well, it's about time now we can get the show rolling, because we was waiting on you, darling. I'm glad to see that Lady Freedom Rocks, and indeed she does. Aussie Dave.
Hi, guys.
Oh, he's still around. Hey, Ozzy.
How are you?
Hi, mate.
Are you still dry?
No, I posted 3 pictures in the chat this morning about what it's like to walk out of my door, and mate, I've got 5 foot of water underneath the property, underneath the house.
Right.
It's rising 4 to 6 inches a day, and it's not due to peak until first week of January.
Oh man, you're still a ways off.
And the water has already hit the levees in the main street. It hit the levees in my street, and the levees in one of the major tourist spots where all the houseboats are kept, like about 150 houseboats. That levee there has started to breach. So things will change as the water shifts when that levee collapses. But it is a messy situation. I have no shitter, I have no water, and I have no lights. I've got nothing.
Damn.
I'm just running on generator.
I'm looking at the pictures, Dave. That water's coming up pretty high.
Yes, mate.
Is that the crest? Is that it?
No, mate. Just see, if you look at those steps, it's going to come up another 9 or 10 steps in height. So it's going to be just below the top level, according to their predictions.
Yeah, well, we know how that goes sometimes, Dave.
Now, at the bottom of that, which you can't see there, it was out the way, is I have a rowboat tied up to the bottom of my stairway,
Yeah.
which I row to my front gate, which is still dry at the moment. I'm on the very end of the levee, and I parked my car on top of the levee because the guys were good enough to give me a ramp at the start of the levee so I could park my car in front of the house on top of the levee. And I can't get in and out, but I can certainly park in front of the house on top of a 8-foot section of the levee. The levee is actually 12 foot high, and that's what they're expecting.
I see the muddy part of the river right there. I assume that's where the levee and stuff is around that area.
Yeah.
But looking farther out, that's a nice color for that flood. Mine looks like that muddy water right there. That's the whole river, baby. When I flood, the whole river
John,
looks like that.
I went to my doctor last week, and he knows where I live, right on the river's bank, and he said to me, David, you realise that water is full of toxins, meaning it's all the chemicals washed off the farmers' properties
Right.
they use as fertilizer
Exactly.
on all the citrus crops. Now, that is floating in the water. Fish are actually dying. They're actually suffocating, and every day I'm fishing fish out of my area with a dab net so they don't stink and bring other bugs along, because the fish are just dying from toxic water. Stupid me, because my doctor said stay out the water, right?
Yeah.
Stay out the water. So, stupid me, I had a couple of mosquito bites on my feet. As you do, you get the occasional mosquito bite on your feet. 2 days ago, I'm walking in the water, and it's only knee deep. But it's lovely and warm, but you could tell it was a golden, like someone just had a piss in it. It was a golden brown colour. And today, my 2 feet
Never drink down.
are swollen up. They are swollen up.
Oh shit!
My feet are infected.
Damn.
Yep. And
Ain't life a bitch.
it's not just me now. I mean, I went on the website and the warning. Yes,
Right.
if you've got cuts and abrasions, stay out the
Don't get
water.
them. Yeah,
because
stay out.
Yeah, you'll get infected.
And what makes me think you got them? It's the life. It's the life we live, brother. I know you got them.
And I'm running on generator, and look, my generator is wired into my main power board. I had that done when I first put the generator in.
Yeah.
It's wired in properly with a switch and all that crap.
Yeah.
But in saying that, the water is only a 1.5 foot from the meter box now.
Yeah, that's not
So
good.
once it hits the meter box, I've got to start running extension cords off the jetty into the house.
Yeah, you're gonna have to disconnect it from the house. Yeah, I was on
Yes, mate.
Robin Kincaid's show on Friday. They're on the front porch, and we were talking about that. Sparky was on and wondered if I still owned the generator and stuff and had the cables and stuff to hook up to my box. Yes, I do, baby. I'm never going to let that thing out of my sight. But like you, I have it to where I can wire it into the panel and run the house on it. And then if it gets up that high, I've really got trouble. Anyway, let me call out a couple of thank you
Please do.
to George Murray, who came in with a $10 donation. George, thank you very much. And Montana Blue came in with a $5 donation and said it will, I'm praying for you. He says, it will be minus 22 degrees Wednesday night in my area of Montana. Oh,
My
Lord,
God.
we're all going to send prayers up for you. I swear I don't know how. That's some hardy-ass people live up there. That's I couldn't do it, baby. Minus 22? Shit.
Well, we've got
You
plus
think
90
about
here.
going outside, you're going to freeze to death. Damn.
Well, I'm wondering how their grid is compared to ours.
I bet it's a whole lot better than ours, but I did hear, like I said on the radio earlier today when I was coming in, they were talking about the temperatures up in Montana and stuff. It is a crisis. It's, they know what cold weather is, but even for them, I understand this is going to be bad because in some areas it's supposed to get down to 50 below in wind chill. Minus 50 on a wind chill. Whoo! Hey, don't get the freaking wind. But, at that kind of temperature, bare skin ain't going to last long. Anything is going to be frostbitten in no time.
I couldn't handle those temperatures you guys put up with. I just couldn't handle.
No.
I don't think any Australian could handle it. We've got a few Americans over here that I enjoy their websites that are labelled Americans living in Australia, those sorts of websites. And they're mainly women that are married to young businessmen. And they all say they could never go back to the 22 and 20 degree temperatures that they experience in America. Because we just don't see that here. I mean, it doesn't drop to those temperatures.
What is your?
I think the cold.
What is the coldest it gets?
Oh, a cold day?
Yeah.
A cold day here's 45. 45 is a really cold day. It's bad.
Is that Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's your reading.
All right.
Which is about
I could live
which
with
is
that.
about 15. Yeah,
I'm still wearing
45, and
shorts at 45.
John, there's only a handful of those days, by the way. I mean, in winter, the average temperature is probably around about 55, 58 is the average in winter.
Boy, howdy shit. All right, let me send out another quick thank you to, I want to say Benny Loco, who came in with a $2 donation and said, "Love will keep us alive." Baby, that is exactly what it is. It's the love people show for each other. Thank you very much, Benny. Yeah, that's what's, it gets a lot of people through. Love is what gets a lot of people through everything.
Can I give an Australian perspective on this latest NFT of Donald Trump from Australia?
Oh, please,
Australian
Dave,
point
we
of view?
haven't heard from you in a while since that came out. What do you think, buddy? Did you order
What
one?
a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. This is a sociopath that's cornered and is lashing out because he's not man enough to strike out. He's lashing out with money and making a super. He's a fucking superhero. Give us a break.
Give me a
America, Australia is saying, fucking arrest this guy. He's a nutcase.
Hey, time out real quick. We're going to go right back to Donnie, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to, oh my God, I swear I'm losing my ever-loving fucking mind. Damn it. I was just there.
It's
I think it's Tracy
That-
Tobias.
been a loco.
No, who broke their tooth?
Oh,
No, it's not.
Someone will put their hand up for that.
Damn it.
I didn't see anything about it too.
No, I don't think it was her. I think it was, I am so sorry. Lady Freedom Rocks. I think it was Lady Freedom Rocks, who fell and broke some teeth.
Oh no!
Oh,
So,
no.
that's what, it kept in my mind, in their smart ass squad just said, "John, Lady Freedom." Yes, I know it, my mind's going out the window. When I saw that comment go by, and I tell y'all all the time, this conversation that goes on in this chat, I just love it. That's, to me, one of the best parts of this whole damn show is this conversation that goes on. Anyway, she fell, broke her teeth, and that just made me go cringe, much like seeing Donnie dressed up as a cowboy.
That sounds expensive.
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? As a Top Gun pilot, as a cowboy, as a,
He just,
And he
just needs
stole
one
that
more.
shit. Apparently he hijacked those images.
It's anything that has, with Donnie Boy, it's a scam, baby. There's a deal working. Because A, it's already been reported that Donnie Boy does not own these NFTs. He has donated these images to this company, NFT International LLC, I think, which Trump does not own and does not get anything from. And to me, it looks like a way to for donors to be able to give, because he's already raised over $4 million. You think that's Joe Blow out there going, "Oh, I hope I get the cowboy one"? No. That's some rich asshole who wants to pay Donnie off in one way or another, who done bought 500 of the damn things.
Yes,
Or
way to
1,000
launder
of them.
money.
Yes, what a way to get that money to him. I didn't give it to him. I just bought a bunch of NFTs. I swear, I think that's what it is.
Yes.
I think it's just
I'd like to
another
see
way.
him. I'd like to see him in an orange jumpsuit.
Oh, Lord. That's the conversation going on, because we know that tomorrow the January 6th committee is going to come out with a recommendation to the Department of Justice for indictments against Trump. But this is just a recommendation. It carries no weight with the DOJ. It's just like if me and you go, hey, we think you ought to do this. Well,
Puts a fire on the DOJ.
it does put a fire under DOJ. I've been saying that I wished we would have already seen action on it. But I think the appointment of the special counsel, special prosecutor, Jack Smith, that's laying the groundwork, baby. That's where your indictments are going to come from. I don't think the Department of Justice is going to give it. It's going to come right out of Jack Smith. And that's what I think. I don't know, but, this
I think
all...
you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, the referrals for the rest of these, McCarthy and Andy Biggs, Mo Brooks. Remember Mo Brooks at the insurrection?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take names and kick ass.
Yeah, Mr. Let's take names and kick ass. Well, he didn't want to show up for the subpoena. So, but I understand that the committee will be able to discuss what they believe Mo Brooks and Andy Biggs and the rest of them were involved in.
They've got to charge them, John.
Huh?
They've got to charge them, because what it will make America look like is you're happy to invade another country claiming that they're under threat from terrorist groups within their country, yet you can't deal with your own terrorist group, homegrown within your own country,
Exactly.
and you're willing to give a get out of jail free card and put people above the law so you can save any embarrassment.
This is a test of our justice system and what it means to the American
Yes.
people, I think. I mean, we haven't seen this level of corruption since Nixon. And compared to Nixon, Nixon was like petty larceny, like he stole a box of gum from the store or something compared to what Trump has done. So,
Speaking of boxes,
is
it true or not true that they found documents in a storage facility that Trump is involved in?
Yep. That was easy. Yes, they did.
Oh,
They found more documents in a storage locker. Yes, they did. And the Presidential Records Act, which evidently doesn't apply to Donnie, he thinks, he's violated it 10 times Sunday. He's all over.
Do you think that they'll get this law passed, that the Dems, with support of some Republicans, to ban Trump from holding any public office ever again?
They're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on it. If the Republican, they should, but he is a declared presidential candidate, and that's exactly why he is to try to use it as a shield against everything that's fixing to come on his ass. He's going to say it's all a persecution, a witch hunt. It's just because it's all political. They're coming after him because he could be president again. They don't want him to be. That's what we're going to hear out of him. Wow, it's going to sound a whole lot like that.
This has developed over years and years of the public not taking notice of what their politicians are doing. Because over the years, they have set themselves up to become a little bit safe from the law while they're in office.
I think you're
they've
right.
set laws and rules up to cover their own asses. Limitations are shorter now. The statutes of limitations are much shorter. So normally when a guy leaves office, the statutes of limitations are freaking expired for what he's done. So we've not taken notice of our politicians, and what they've done is just made their own little bed nice and comfortable while we didn't look.
I think we're fixing to come into an age of accountability, I think. We've been the January 6th hearing has been going on for over a year. We all have seen, the evidence as presented by the January 6th committee. Tomorrow we're going to get a summarization. We're going to get the recommendations. But it is going to start the ball rolling on a new discussion in this country. And it's not just going to be limited to Republicans. It's going to be addressing our whole political system. And if we can't get a handle on this shit, if we can't make the corrections, then our whole system is in peril. With the Republicans going across the country trying to pass every law they can think of about voting, you know, there's an active war against voting, as far as I'm concerned, on the Republican side. They just soon you not vote. Let them decide. They know better. What do you?
Well, in the meantime, John, we have to be vigilant because there's a whole shitload of crazy that's going to happen in the next few days.
Yes, there is.
My word.
Do you know about
But
the GOP shadow panel?
I saw a headline that said that, or something that said. I didn't get to read the story though, but I saw those words on a headline, or what's it
Right, they have
Me
their
too, but
own
I
little
didn't read it.
select committee, quietly, shadowy, and they're going to be. This is supposedly. So I can't confirm this, but
called? Right.
they are going to be releasing a 100-page report on what they think really happened.
The shadow committee, meaning the Republican shadow committee.
Right, the
Oh,
GOP
I see.
shadow
That's
committee.
right. That's what it was. Yeah, they're going to come out with some report saying, no, you know, these are not
Well,
the
they're-
droids you're looking
Alternative-
for. Yeah.
Supposedly they're
Alternative
leaning
facts, John.
towards blaming it on, the FBI and the people that should have been there to protect and blah blah blah. I think
Right,
that's going
yeah.
to be their main
They're going to
focus.
point everywhere except where it should go.
Exactly.
You know, did you see
Regardless
that?
of what was going
Yeah,
on,
no.
people should have been there and
Don't-
protected us.
Don't
Yeah.
address the actions of the people. Don't address the actions of the people. Just address the people who are in the building who are under attack. Make them not the victims, the criminals. This is upside down, guys.
That's
This is
what they're
upside down.
trying to
tape.
do, but this is, that's what I'm saying. That's the conversation that is going to start tomorrow. And actually, I don't think it will take root until after the holidays because it's coming right here before Christmas. The fortunate thing is there are a whole lot more people across this country that are more in tune with what's going on in this with the insurrection. So the interest of the American people is a whole lot higher than any other time in recent history. But we are going into the holidays. People are going to enjoy their Christmas, their Hanukkah, their Kwanzaa. Everything is happening in this and then we got New Year's, maybe. But I think after the New Year and when the Republican Congress takes over in the House, we're going to see a different ballgame, baby, and it's going to step up. And the Republicans are going to scream and holler and make all sorts of new committees that they're going to get to the bottom of that Hunter Biden laptop shit for sure.
Well, and in the meantime,
I hope they do. And I hope they find out the Hunter Biden laptop was a nothing burger, that he's a little drug addict, that a few pornos on there,
There
and
you
that's
go.
about the
There's
size
the
of
thing.
it.
How the
Let me have a look at Ivanka's laptop. Let me have a look at Donnie Jr.'s
let me have
laptop
Don
and all the
Jr.'s
money
laptop.
they made.
Yeah, let me look at that. I bet you were going to say something, Miss Chick.
well, in the meantime, you've got McConnell and McCarthy just spitting nails at each other.
Good. Yeah,
And they can't.
and McCarthy's not guaranteed a speaker yet. I think he'll end up with it, but who else are they going to throw up
I don't
there?
know. He's still fighting for it.
Yes, they are, and he hasn't got the 218 it requires to become speaker. So
Right.
then they'll have to go to the open
Well,
house.
and of course, he's preparing to be speaker, so he has already sent the select committee a preservation
Right.
request, right, for all the materials, which the report is supposed to be like 1,000 pages long from the select committee.
The 5 families.
Yeah, I haven't
Right.
quite gotten all the names specifically on the 5 families.
Yeah, I can.
We're
use-
talking crime families.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Oh, that was from MTG. I mean, she said
Yeah,
something
Marjorie
about the
Taylor
5 families.
She's a whack
She's-
job
she's
from the
a-
word go.
she's a nut job, yeah.
She ought to be. She's talking about. Oh, I was just being sarcastic when I said that. No, I heard the tape, baby. You weren't being sarcastic. She was saying exactly what she thought. If I was in charge, we would have won. We would have brought weapons. That's a sitting congresswoman. What a
And she would have.
bozo. Yes, she would have. Yeah.
She would have had a truckload of AK-47s parked at the front of the fucking Capitol building saying, grab your gun, you're going in. That's what she would have done.
Yeah. And done what? Shot who?
Yes, other Americans.
There's the questions I'd like to see answered. And where's my Where's my Jenny? I'm waiting on my Jenny to pop up because I've seen it go by.
I'm pissed off that these people, there's so much evidence against so many congressmen and senators that were part of this setup for this coup, and yet they're still in office. Any other country would suspend those people until the investigations are over.
They need,
But
you know,
no,
in my book, there's 137 of them. But these 5, you know, these are people that were actively involved in, you know, if you're going to charge Donnie with insurrection, with trying to incite an insurrection, well, guess who was standing next to him? All of these people. Let me send out a good thank you to Michael Johnson, who came in with $2 and said, hands up, John, about NFT. Michael, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that.
Well, John, I wanted to let everybody know that with the NFT thing, there is a lawsuit now against them because they used copyright laws against Amazon using all these Photoshops.
Yes.
Images.
I saw
Yeah.
something about it right before I came in that they are being a lawsuit has been filed against Trump for using the images that you see, which they showed those images on other websites or another web picture. Yeah, it looks like he just went out and stole a bunch of bodies and pictures and backgrounds and shit and stuck their head on there, and that's it. Talk
He will
about it.
lose money. Yes, and so will his people that bought the crap. They'll lose that money that they spent on it. He'll lose every bit of it, probably then plus.
Well,
So,
now
yeah.
they have to prove that he got any money. This is not associated with
Yeah,
him. He
it's
is
really
saying,
weird
He's
because
saying
the group that actually made them is from Utah, and they have an address that pops up at like a little strip mall
It's a
next to
post
like a Chinese food restaurant or something.
between a Chinese food
Wasn't a
restaurant
pawn
and,
shop.
and I don't
A
know
pawn
if it's a
shop.
is it a porn shop? There's something
no,
else.
but that's what
No, I don't
Giuliani
think
would
it
have
is. I
done.
don't think it is a porn shop, but
You're right.
it might be a. Oh shit! I read it earlier about
Dollar
the
General or
Chinese
something.
It's right there.
Yeah.
And
Tiffany's.
nobody's there. Nobody's there. So this whole
Nope.
company is run out of that empty office out in Utah, and nobody knows where the money's going. Are you shitting?
Oh,
don't believe
sounds
this
like
house
dead
is-
It's
fish
got
to
Trump
me.
written all over it, baby. You know, that's what
Don't
he
believe
does.
the sales figures,
Whether
Sean.
it's water
The
or
sales figures are
steaks,
bullshit.
he'll sell anything.
They're not selling. Mate, they haven't sold $4 million worth. That's just crap. That's just pump the people up talk. I doubt if they've sold $4 million of that crap card.
I don't doubt it, but not for the reasons that they think. I do.
That's
I believe
400,000 cards.
Yeah. And if anybody is doing it, I think they're doing it as a way to, you know, how do your big donors, if they want to give you money, if they can't give you money outright? I don't know. I just can't believe anybody's out there buying that shit. Give me a
Well,
Well, let me
fucking
tell you
break.
about this shit. Is Oregon a blue state or is Oregon a red state?
Oregon's a blue state.
Well, the Oregon governor has just commuted all death penalties or death sentences, and looks like Oregon has gone no death penalties.
Well,
I
that's
didn't hear that.
good, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know if you people think that's a good thing or you people think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing. You know,
I don't think we should lead by example.
But then I
Don't kill people.
would say that there are cases I've heard that would tend to swing me the
Oh,
other way. You know,
Jeffrey Dahmer and all those.
yeah, there's some that you just go, there's just no hope for, and you know, why should I pay another $1 million over his lifetime to keep him happy? Fuck him, let him die. But
Right.
the better angel in me says, no, you can't do that. So you know, a lot of us are probably like that. You know, we overall generally no, we don't like the death penalty, and in a lot of specific cases it's dangerous. But then we all hear
Or
those
they have
cases.
proven they have proven they have had people on death row
Shit.
that are almost due to be killed, and yet they've found evidence in the last few days that prove they're innocent. You know,
There
I mean,
you go. There's the.
there have been people.
I think it was in Louisiana where if they had 5 people that were absolute witness to the crime of murder, they put your ass to the front of the row. Let me send out a quick thank you to my buddy Keith Thompson, who came in with $5 and said, Vikings win with a good fight back, 39-36. By the way, it's 2 degrees with temperatures dropping and more snow. God, Keith, I'm gonna pray for you, buddy. How about them Vikings? Yeah, yeah. How can you even play ball in that kind of weather? Shit. I'm allergic to the shit, I swear.
I still think that the NFT is going to be an insanity plea for numbnuts when he gets ready to go up against anything. See, he was stupid. He was dumb. He did it. Look, he's losing his mind.
That's
You
what
know.
everybody else is saying.
I
It may
As a
be
matter of fact,
insane now.
it was trending on Twitter. Hashtag Trump is an or Trump is an idiot, or Trump is a fool, or
Insane.
insane.
Yeah.
He's a laughing stock.
Yeah, but he wasn't insane when he planned all this shit 4 years ago.
No.
He was not insane then. He may be insane now, but he wasn't insane when he got together with this big group in the war room and decided to take over the country.
Yeah. Yeah, it's premeditated. All of this is premeditated.
Excuse me, Donna
Yeah.
Sturdivant. I'm glad to see you out there, baby.
That's the
Haven't
worst
seen you in a
part.
while. Well, I'm just glad you're still there, baby. One of our long time. She moved from Oregon.
Yes, but Joe, the fact that it was premeditated is disgusting.
It's exactly what it is.
It's disgusting. It was
even his
premeditated for 4 or 5 years. I mean, how do you justify that as being, I'm a patriot American? Or, you look at what I'm doing. This is the way you should run your government. This is the way you should treat other people. In the background for 4 or 5 years, putting up black people in front of them and saying, we love black people, yet they hate the living guts out of them. Donald Trump hates everyone unless you're a billionaire. He hates his supporters. He hates his cult people, but he
even
needs
hates
them.
billionaires if they've
The
got more
only
money than he
person
does.
Donnie loves is himself. Maybe Ivanka. Ivanka. Maybe her.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, he's stuck on himself. He always has been. But it's disgusting to see this NFT shit, just because if you look at it in with his past, like I said, Trump water, Trump steaks, Trump University, Trump this, Trump that, it doesn't matter. It's a grift. It's just constantly selling some bullshit to somebody.
And that's the way I feel about the people who support him. They have to be insane.
Yeah.
They've lost all reason.
Well, they're lost in either their hatred, their bigotry. I don't know what it is that attracts people to him. Because just by looking, just any common person looking at the facts, if you just Google his name, he's not a great guy. He's a dick. He's always been a dick. He's cheated contractors his whole life. Trump building, Trump tower, and all that shit. Yeah, half the people didn't get paid. And who did get paid had to fight for it. That makes him a great businessman? No, it makes him a dick.
When are the evangelicals and all the preachers and stuff and all these big churches going to step up and actually go, we were wrong?
There's a few of them, I think, that are starting to make that turn, but more of them need to, because a lot of the evangelicals, the big ones, jumped on the Trump wagon just because, he was...
It was a grift.
Yeah.
Big grift.
It was disgusting. They sold the religion and threw it in the ditch when they went after and supported him.
They sold our
That's anybody.
Well, again, it's about trying to get what they
religion,
want.
I think they threw their whole reputation, whatever, even if they're not religious people. They just threw their whole integrity in the ditch to follow him, to support
Speaking
him.
of integrity,
They ain't got
did you know that there is I say approximately because there might be more that have signed it since then?
What's that?
But I think it was December 15th. The former members, as in retired members of Congress, either senators or representatives,
Right.
sent a letter.
Both parties?
Sent a letter to the House of Representatives, and they want something done about, the actual people who stood up and said, we are not going to support this election.
Those
And-
130 some odd congressmen who voted against it.
Right.
In my book.
Right. But this is 38 former. I mean former as in like back,
Right.
they were back in the 90s, the 80s. I mean, they've been
Right.
gone for a while, and they
They
do
all
not
agree.
like what's going on ethically.
No.
Like Newt Gingrich, same one. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Oh,
You know.
Newt.
Well, that's that these people, this Scott Perry and Jim Jordan, they need to be referred to the ethics committee. You know,
Jim Jordan, definitely.
yeah,
Oh,
Jim,
yeah.
Jack, and
Definitely.
these, these are all people that were assisting, trying to
Well,
overturn the election.
I can read a couple excerpts from what they sent. It's
Please,
like
please
here's,
do, Miss Chick.
I could read the whole thing, or I could just read a couple excerpts.
Well, how long does it
let's
take?
read something and then we'll talk about it. Read some more.
Oh, okay.
You
Well, it just says,
determine the mark.
as former lawmakers, we are well accustomed to disagreeing with our colleagues. The undersigned disagree on many number of policy issues. Among elected representatives, this is expected. And in a healthy democracy, normal.
Normal.
What is not normal is subverting an election when the results do not suit us. We expect
you
that
go.
Congress will and should be home to intense and passionate disagreement, but we did not expect that lawmakers who found their party on the losing side of a presidential election would take matters into their own hands. Now, that's just one of the paragraphs. There are many paragraphs.
Yeah. I mean,
But
it's
yeah.
pretty obvious.
All the enablers should be held accountable, and hopefully we can see that judgment day come for everybody.
This
for
is
both
really
of
going
them.
to be a test of of the will of this nation to abide by the Constitution. You know, we have a party of individuals, including the former president, congressmen, senators, who were involved in activity trying to subvert the election and overturn an election. They actively stood up in Congress and voted against accepting the results from other states. My congressman, Michael Cloud, objected to Pennsylvania, and Michael Cloud doesn't know jack shit about Pennsylvania. But it was a conspiracy, baby. They all got together. Let's try to deny this vote. And it failed. But just because it failed doesn't mean it didn't happen. And I think all 137 of them should be held accountable for that in a conspiracy, because that's exactly what it was.
And it's the biggest test that the justice system is going to have.
Yes, it is. Because
If the justice system does not do anything about this, they have failed us.
Indeed. Exactly.
Absolutely, Joe.
Exactly. If we do
They,
not see
if they
justice
don't
come
do
out
anything
of that,
about
what
it-
does it mean? What does that mean for everybody else down here?
Some people above the law. That's what it means. Some people are above the law.
Who was it said in
Like
the chat a little while ago?
those,
Somebody said that poor people die, rich people just go to the doctor or buy a new body or whatever the fuck. You know, they did say that. I just saying the rich, it is the wealthy, the poor that suffer. And that is why we fight so hard for this, because we are included in that number. I don't think anybody listening out here is in the wealthy category. We're all down here. We've had to battle our ass off. Most of us pretty up in age. We've had to work our ass off all our fucking life to get just where we are now, and we're barely hanging on it by a thread now. And
Yeah.
it falls into that same thing. Poor, hungry, needing a job. That's the workforce they want. Doesn't have to be a happy workforce, productive work. They just need to be
And uneducated, John.
Yes,
They
it's
want
not-
you
it's not-
uneducated.
They want, yeah. Well,
They don't want you
they
to work
claim
things
that
out.
everything it takes a college degree nowadays. Fine, if that's what you say, then raise college to be included in just like we do high school, advanced education, because you say we need it, and we do. We do.
Oh, Lord.
But
Yes,
we
we
get
do.
kids out of high school and throw them out there in the world, baby. You don't go to college. Chances are you're going into a blue collar world, baby. You're going to work your ass off your whole life. And
What is
good
it someone
for you,
said?
because people
You don't
need to
have
do
to.
that.
You don't have to worry about teaching the young ones English and maths and all that, because they're in their jobs. All the people do is point to the picture on the menu and say, I want that. All right, they won't need to know English. Just point the picture on the menu. What they're actually saying is that kids coming out of school today can only expect to get a job in a fast food chain restaurant.
Yes, the high school diploma nowadays is not you're not. Yeah, you're going to McDonald's. You're going somewhere like that, unless you're a really motivated
Yep.
individual yourself, and we have those that will progress. But as a whole, either if you didn't graduate high school or did graduate, chances are you're in that blue collar work out there. You're barely busting
Well,
around.
in my former industry, I was a truck driver. We used to have to log and figure things out. Nowadays, they have computers that tell you when to stop.
Yeah.
They have computers that tell you which way to go.
Oh, I heard an
And-
ad. I heard an ad today for cat scales, and you just download it on your smartphone nowadays, Joe.
hmm
Yeah.
And the thing is, that there are a lot of people that are totally uneducated.
Indeed, I
that
owe
are,
my
that are,
soul to the company
there's
store.
yep.
Yeah.
They're so. I mean, they're. What happens if the satellites go down, computers go down, they won't be able to find their way out of the bathroom.
Oh, just
Hey,
like
I
who
went to
who
the
just said it?
supermarket.
Teresa Diggum just said we need tradesmen, women too. Indeed, we do. And in my own life, I've worked in an office. I've worked as an item manager for the government. If you gave me a choice between that desk job and welding, I'd rather be welding. I'd rather be beating on a hard.
Teresa's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's what I prefer as myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of us tend
I
to.
went straight to trade school. You know, I was a country boy in Kentucky. I raised animals, you know. I didn't have nothing going for me except straight to the damn military right out of high school.
I came.
You know,
You hear that,
I didn't
Joe?
graduate. I went to work in the shipyards in New Orleans until I was 18, until I joined the Navy. But I was working in the shipyards when I was 16 years old. You know, no problem either. They'd put your ass to work. Believe me. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's
I
different
started
Let me tell you
times.
something, guys. I went to a supermarket a few months ago. I think I've told you this story. We were talking about the same subject a while ago on the family. But I went to the supermarket a few months ago, and the machine that you pay waiver, use your credit card, whatever you use, was down. The system was down. So I happened to have cash on me, and the bill was $4.45 or something like that. So I gave her a $5 note. This young girl, she would have been 15. She did not. She had to work it out on a piece of paper. My change.
Oh, Lord.
She couldn't work out that $4.45 that I should be getting 55 cents change.
Had to work it out on paper.
She.
It
Yes,
is.
because
Well,
everything. And I said to her, I said, when you do tests at school, do you take calculators and stuff? Yeah, we can take our calculators into exams and that. Fuck, we couldn't when we done exams. No calculators, a pencil and rubber only.
that's it. That's it. But now, we, ranking the United States does not rank very high in world education standards. We fall pretty low nowadays, 30-something.
You think that's by
They
design?
want to keep you
Yeah.
dumb. They want to keep you dumb.
Exactly,
They don't want you to be able to work out what they're doing.
Poor,
If you're
hungry, and
too
needing a job.
smart, you'll get them.
Poor,
Yes.
hungry,
If
and
you're
needing a
smart,
job.
you'll work out their thrift.
And there will be a certain amount of people that will overcome those challenges and will move forward. And good on them, baby. We're all rooting for them. But as a majority, you're fighting an uphill battle, baby. The rest of your life. You don't even realize it how much that is until you reach like our age. I'm fixing to turn 70. Jesus, now when I turn around and look back at my life, holy shit. I wished I would have known then what I know now. But none of us do.
Earning books is not a good educational standard.
The one thing
And
I
that's
can
what-
say is I'm proud of every dime I ever earned. I never had to back up to get a paycheck. I earned everything I ever worked for. But I think
That's
that's
exactly right.
I think that's this, a lot of us, a majority of us, I think, when we do our job, you give it the best you got.
That's why we stand up
Yeah.
straight, look straight forward, and never have to look down.
Yeah, I don't have to look down for shit.
No.
I hold my head up proud, baby. And
I moved out of Kentucky
I'm
between
not
the
the
Union
richest one on
Company.
this block, believe me. There's a few houses down the street. But would I take the route they took to get that? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
I can't step on people to get where I went in life. I never did. I never stepped on
Well, it's a
nobody.
work thing. It's an ethics thing.
It's
It's
work ethic.
it's what each
Yeah.
one of us lives with every day. Our decisions in our everyday life, how we treat our fellow
Well,
man, how we do our job, how we live our life. It's all tied into who we are, and
In America,
that moves over your lifetime.
so
Who you
Yeah.
I
who you
just want to
were,
know
and who
that
you become.
if you still had trade schools in America,
yes. Oh, so
Trade
yes, we
schools.
do. Yes, we do.
right? In Australia, they still have them, but they stopped them for a while, and things in a 4-year period went a little bit to hell in the handbag because they were struggling to find people, qualified welders that knew how to weld steel, aluminium, those sorts of things, and go on a site job and do
Right.
the full range of work. They couldn't find qualified engineers. They weren't doing it. But now they've reinvented the trade school. The kids leave high school at 15 or 16 and go through their last 3 or 4 years in a trade school.
And you learn
And
a trade,
that was the
and then you
best
enter
thing
the
for every
workforce.
country.
You enter the workforce as
With knowledge.
with knowledge, and maybe a certification in welding or plumbing or electrical, or you can move
You have a
into
future.
you can move into a life that will provide for your family comfortably. Should.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So like I say, in my opinion, trade schools, the trades and college, and I'm not talking about going to Harvard. In every community we have community colleges. Guess who pays for that? Our tax dollars, baby.
Mhm.
Our tax dollars and donations keep those colleges going. They
You know,
they get money from the state. And go ahead, Joe.
One word that I always live by: diversify. Don't just learn one thing.
No.
Learn many things,
Joe,
so you can.
Being a truck driver, are you just the driver, or when that truck breaks down, do you become something else?
Correct.
You
Correct.
you got to know how to.
That's
Absolutely.
it. You got to take care of your equipment
You
or
have
anything
to.
else that I'm not a carpenter, but I've built houses. Yeah, I know
Yep.
exactly
You've
where
gotta
studs
be,
are. I could lay one out and build it tomorrow. Might take me a while.
You've got to
but
be
I
a
can
load
build it.
master,
Huh?
don't you? On a truck, if you're a truck driver, you've got to be a
Yes.
load master.
Yes,
you have
to
knowledge of
distribute your
loading.
weight. Yes, you don't want to pack all your weight in one spot. You want to carry
There's
it
a lot
over
of
to the
skills
axles.
involved.
You better make sure your load's tied down properly. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You
You
adjust
know,
your brakes.
And it
Make
doesn't
sure
matter
everything.
what trade
everything.
you're in. If you're working with your hands, you're not only learning your trade, you learn a lot of other trades that are just intricately a part of what you do. So you just have a natural.
Many plumbers do carpentry because when they do plumbing work, they have to move studs and things, and
Exactly.
they adapt. They adapt
Yes.
and learn.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
that's,
we
that's
have
not,
to.
and that's not what's being taught nowadays.
No.
No, it's not.
It's not
No, it
being
isn't.
taught to be self-reliant and
The fucking
diversified.
Bible is trying to be taught.
Well,
Absolutely.
Well, the hard part about that is, Joe and Dave, is that nowadays we have these young people growing up that they think they can push a button, it's built, it's done. I don't have to do the math. I can download an app. Here it is.
That's
This will
true.
show me. I
But
can watch YouTube.
but that is the
it'll show
natural
me how to
inclination
build it.
of progress at all. Soon in the future, that will even be carried to an extreme. They'll have a machine that does every fucking thing. And
John, they've got a machine now that prints houses.
Yes,
They've got a machine
yes.
that prints the house with concrete slurry. It goes around
They
on
can-
rails and it makes you a fucking home.
They can print a house or a gun.
Like the 3D.
My God.
Yes, John, right.
Pretty soon the advancements will be so beyond
Crazy.
what we, and the fact that we got to caveat all our opinion by the fact is we grew up at a different age. All of us mostly, not all of you.
Mhm.
We have some younger people here, but as I look at the demographics on our show. Most of us are older, and we like I said, I'm almost 70. That's bothering me. That number, I've never been. 60 didn't bother me. 50 didn't bother me. 40,
Stop it, John. Stop it.
70.
Stop
I don't
it.
like this shit. I don't like that
I'm not
number.
far behind
Just
you.
not liking
You keep
it at
on-
all. Fuck.
You keep on reminding me, John. You keep on
know it.
reminding me.
I'm blazing a trail. But
Yeah, stop it.
In a few more
But,
days, I'm going to be 67.
not a one of us thought we was going to be able to walk around with a phone in our hands, much less every app that you can think of. That GPS would be a thing. That banking would be on your phone. That hell, most of us don't even see money anymore. It goes automatically into your bank account. Only if you go to an ATM or something do you get cash. Shit, everything's done in plastic nowadays. It's a different world, but this is the world that my kids are growing up in. My kids. Tell Travis is 30, 31, something like that. Anyway, he's not a kid anymore, and he's recognizing it now. And I'm just telling him, welcome to the cycle of, I guess, every generation. But this time, we've gone through some major changes in technology in our lifetimes.
Well, you know how it's
remember the
proven to
TV
fuck
we
you up
watched
by
when
not.
we were kids? That little black and white little tube thing that was, barely big. Now you got a 65, 75, 85, 100-inch TV.
Took about a
John,
minute and a half to warm up, children.
The poor education, and work standards showed up quite a few years ago when, if you remember, the Americans and the Europeans come together and they built, I don't know, it was a satellite or some part of the space station, and they launched it and it blew up and it didn't make the grade. And they found out that because Europe was all metric and America was imperial,
Right.
one assumed the other was the other, and one assumed the other was the other. In other words, that's what they could. That's it. They couldn't work it out. They should have known by the numbers that this 5 inches and 15 centimeters. They couldn't work out the difference, so they assumed it was 15 inches, or they assumed it was 5 centimeters. They fucked up everywhere, and that's because the world is not together on education as well.
No.
America should have gone metric years ago, when the rest of the world did.
Why did everything?
It's very hard to talk to you guys, because I've got to convert everything I know from kilometers to miles an hour, from meters to feet and inches, and gallons to liters. And it's not hard, but I've got to do that when I'm talking to you guys. But it's no good me saying metric stuff, because you go, what's 15 meters?
Yeah, we do.
Well, guys, a meter is 3 feet 3 inches is a meter. 3 feet and 3 inches is 1 meter.
I think I'm gone.
A mile is 1.6 kilometers. 1,600 meters is 1 mile. 4 quarter miles, 400 meters, a quarter mile. And it's not hard to work out, guys, but America should have gone metric 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
They
It
tried.
didn't hurt them. Aussie, it didn't hurt them in World War II, did it? Because when they was firing them guns, they weren't worried about standard or
Sorry, I got distracted. My power.
metric.
Yes, Joe. Back in World War II, Joe, all the guns and ammunition was in millimeters, which is metric.
This is Michael you're talking to, Dave. Yeah, I know. But when we were over there, we sure helped with the standard, and it was both ways. And I think everybody was smart enough to know that. I mean, if they were shooting our howitzers and things like that, Battle of the Bulge, look at all that.
There were so many differences in everything that is taught, but I still think that we were on the same team, and that was the most important thing. And I think they should have educated people off of that and used some type of system that would actually help.
Absolutely.
Actually helped everybody, and it was the time to begin with that metric system with the standard system. At that point in time, if the world would have got together and done that, I think it would have really been a good thing.
It's never too late.
Let's take a break and let Tina. Naimiri, you with us, baby?
I am. How are you guys?
I'm doing fine. Tina, how are you?
Hi, love. How are you?
All right, Tina.
Happy Hanukkah,
Happy
Gravity,
Hanukkah.
whatever, all of the
It
good
is.
stuff. Happy Kwanzaa, blah, blah, blah.
It's tis the season, baby, to put love in your heart and a smile on your face.
Happy
Yes,
holidays.
tis
There you
that
go.
season.
We can start.
And not only
We can
that, the
start
whole
caroling any minute now.
and the whole world celebrates it, and all of humanity have all celebrated the solstice. It's one thing that we all literally have in common with our ancestors and everybody else. So it does have a big, really big impact on all of us as humanity. And the other thing that I was thinking about,
What?
which was funny, well, two things. I wanted to get on y'all all sounding like our grandparents because, like,
I know.
y'all so sounding like the grandparents.
I
I
know,
forgot.
that's a bunch of old fuckers.
Kids
That's right.
nowadays.
Okay,
Get off my yard.
before I get on that rant, I just wanted to say, I was thinking about Christmas around the world. I'm working on this project, and I'm looking at various cultures and how they celebrate Christmas. And of course, with Christmas being a Christian holiday, blah 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 blah. But then when you move beyond it, it's like
move beyond it. Yeah.
everybody's celebrating this time of year, which is what brought me to that point.
Even us atheists. We love the
Right.
season, baby. I got a
Right.
manger and all that stuff, baby.
It's
It's got
a
little bears in
humanity.
it, but it's a manger.
Yeah, no matter whether you
It's a
belong to
story,
the
baby.
Universal Church. Did you know that the Catholic Church is actually named the Universal Church? Were you guys aware of that? I just found out that tidbit of information.
Doesn't change
You-
a thing. Doesn't
If you
change a
look,
thing.
so listen, the title of the Pope is just like a quick name. He has this title that is so long, like paragraph long.
I'm sure it sounds
within-
impressive.
it
His
says
Eminence.
that it's the leader of the Universal Church. And I said, Universal Church? Well, boom, turns out that Catholicism actually means universal. So voila. Anyway,
It's for
that being said,
yeah, damn Marceau, what's in
Right.
the name anyway? What's in the name?
right. So that being said, for all my southern hemisphere still in summertime while we're all freezing our asses off for
Yes,
Christmas,
that would be me.
I think you guys got the better half of the deal because Christmas should be in the summertime. I think Christmas should be when
Yes.
it's warm.
Tina, you
Thank
are
you.
absolutely right, honey.
Yeah.
Yes.
The snow. I wish I was having Christmas in Australia. Okay, so
Come over, darling. Come on over.
let me get on y'all talking about sounding like our grandparents. Like for real. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Thanks a lot. No, I really feel fucking
All
old.
of you. That's terrible.
Get off my grass.
Very good.
These
Why in
Mozillians,
my day?
listen, these
All
Mozillians,
the typical shit that comes out all the well, when I was a kid, yeah, we didn't have this big TV thing.
Yes.
We had to go
Stop
outside and
it.
hold a fucking antenna up with you, and your mom had to tell you to turn it.
Listen, the Mozillions, whatever they call them, the millennium Zimballions, you got to give them credit. Okay,
Gen
believe me,
Zs, yeah.
they have subsets now.
Oh, but
you
they-
guys are not picking
You know,
up.
we
There are
get teased
subsets.
now, but look at the life that they're looking forward to.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, the young
It's
people
not
may
very
not
good.
have. But
Nope.
listen, somebody said something to the effect of, the young people nowadays, they don't
32 degrees in Tennessee.
self-reliant. But you know what? They can navigate technology and look at you like, what is wrong with you? This is so simple. So,
I still use my roadmap.
there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is things do change. Nothing is static for anybody. Your generation, you think about my grandmother saying, well, back in my day, we had to wash, we had to go
Yeah.
out to the creek and we had to
We
fill
had
up the
to walk to
tank and
school.
blah, blah, blah. And all I
5
could think
miles
was,
every day, uphill both ways.
both
Yes,
ways in the snow, no shoes. I'm like, yo, that must have really sucked. Like, really, think about it. That shit must have sucked. So it's
Hey,
like,
we should be thankful that we lived through the times that we did.
Oh,
Through
hell yeah.
Through the modern age, because our
and I'm glad
grandparents
you
did
said
not.
And
Yeah.
not only that, listen to what what the millenniums and nowadays have to do. You guys were talking about trade school and all that, and I did concur with you. Those opportunities, you didn't talk about tech. And I think because we are now in the tech age, just like when we went from the 1918 to the 1900s, we went to the industrial age. Well, now we're into the tech age, so tech needs to be part of the technical school process. That being said, though, all the young people that I have the opportunity to hang out with, and I'm kind of lucky because I do come in contact with a lot of them,
Right.
and I spend time and we talk and we hang out and blah blah blah, and I look at the world through their perspective as much as I can, and I try to share mine without sounding like some crazy old auntie, you know.
Yeah.
And but I've always worked with younger people, so it's kind of what I do, you know. And so I'm looking at them, and they're, you know, like, when in our time, if you are a boom X, anywhere in that generation, you got out of school, you could leave home at 18, you could get a tech job, you could make your way up. And their potential, while pensions were leaving, because pensions were more like our parents and their parents kind of money, pensions were leaving in our time. We got 401ks. They don't even have
Yeah.
that. Most of the millennials I know right now, they have to multi-stream. That's exactly what they call it. We multi-stream money sources because they don't have 401ks
Yeah.
or anything.
They have to
They
have
are
different
working.
sources of income.
They, right, they are
More
working
creative.
so hard. Listen, they are working so hard. And you know, it's like in my day, you could get one job and you might get a part-time job for a while because you wanted something special or you needed to get some things for the kids or you know, whatever it was. But for the most part, you could maintain on one job. They can't.
No.
They don't have that option.
No,
So
and nowadays the job opportunities, so many companies try to limit them to under 40 hours. So they're not full-time employees. They try to jack with them around their pay and what benefits they get.
right, and that's
38 hours.
Yeah, 38 hours, babe. That's the number
That's why
nowadays.
multi working streams because that's the only way they can make it. You know, so it's just yes, okay, granted, I think we got in the sweet spot. The
We
boomers
did.
and
We did. Ain't no doubt.
boomers
You
and
know,
X for
we
the
went
century.
from rock and roll in the to yeah, but like
Yeah,
I say, you know,
we we're senior citizens, we did at our age, I don't know about you, Tina, but I feel lucky to come through from the 60s with the Beatles, the start of all that fantastic music, the fine engineering examples, the Sydney Harbour bridges and all the bridges built around the world were built back in the 60s, all the big dams and the hydros.
hands
you know,
down, we had the
generation.
best music, hands down, hands
Oh,
down.
That's a fact.
I think. Of course,
American
my
music.
son would argue with us. You know,
Yeah, I'd argue with you there too.
and Mr. Marceau, I'm the same way with you. I had two older brothers. Everything I got it came from the oldest brother to the middle brother down to me. So yeah, them shoes were a little worn out, but they were broke in good, but just like it. Anyway.
Tina, I do understand what you're saying, honey, but sometimes we worry about what Russia always told us is that we're going to destroy you from inside.
And guess what they're going to do? Just like
Well,
Abbott did
you know,
down there in Texas. Let's throw the
he's
grid.
working on it, baby. There's a lot of shit going on down here in Texas that is just not right. Between Ken Paxton and Greg Abbott.
yes, you
Be able to go pencil and paper sometime. I mean, you just got to go. Hold on, let me think a minute. Not have tech right at your step all the time. And I see the millennials or the younger generation thinking, well, we always got this. You don't always have anything. Nothing is guaranteed in life. So you know, we're just old boomers sitting there saying, be prepared, be prepared.
Well,
You know, we could.
weren't our parents trying to prepare us for the same world, for a different world?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
absolutely.
I didn't mean to.
It is.
You're all right, honey.
I do want to interject though. I'm
What's
sorry.
that? Go ahead.
Yes, I can understand the concern in that. Being a military person, knowing how to survive understanding the complexity and the hardness that would come. Like there are times when I'm sitting here in my backyard, I'm like, oh damn, I maybe need to make a hole in the back, like a little bunker, and store some shit down there, because and maybe I need to get my antenna up because you guys were talking about, you learn other things. Like when I was in air traffic control, dudes, I became a commo monkey, a mechanic, and I learned all kind of shit,
Yeah,
right?
Jane of
I mean,
all trades there.
and did all kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm so great. I used to know how to hack into the German electronic system and set up a telephone. I felt like I Spy when I was doing it. You know what I mean? Like I was having a ball, but all I'm saying is more than one thing can be true at the same time. But if you're talking about humanity, and if we fail, if technology breaks down and fails, which there's enough evidence to lead me to believe that, because humanity's been around for
Well,
so long.
there are those that would argue now that if we rely so high on technology, to the day that satellites are attacked in the sky or up in the space, is going to create a different world again. Anyway,
Well,
we could get
but
into that discussion.
Okay, so half the planet might die. That doesn't mean humanity dies. That
Oh,
doesn't mean we died off
if
before.
we die off, it's gonna be at our own. Oh, thank you very much, BW. There they are.
And
Right
it
there.
might not be. What happened to all the other Australopithecus, Homo habilis,
Well,
sapiens, sapiens? I mean, we're
you
the
look at
last.
history,
What's the
all great
language? What's the
civilizations
language, Charlie?
fail.
We're the last of the human monkeys. So
Yeah,
what?
we,
You know
we,
what I mean?
I just saw a conversation going on in the chat a minute ago about the fact which started with Nikita Khrushchev saying that Russia would not win from attacking us but from within, and look what's happening now. And somebody else, I'm sorry I didn't catch the name, wrote that when Castro said that the death of America will come from capitalism because of the greed of the infidel. Is that not what's happening?
Extreme greed.
These are words that were used in attacks against our country on the articulate, but tell me they're not true. That
not.
capitalism, we see
true.
the difference between what the CEO of a company makes and the guy that works on the floor. That used to not be that big a disparity. The wealth in America has been concentrated to fewer and fewer people, and more people are down here trying to battle the waves every day just to pay the bills. And
Absolutely.
These CEOs get too much money. They get $5 million a year and bonuses if they make more profit. And how
Thank
do
you,
they make
Anna
more
Marie.
profit? By putting the price of everything up. They put the price up. There is a clip floating around the internet of a CEO of a company, a large company. It's only a 30-second clip, but he was called out saying, "We are enjoying the best of times. We have no limitation on how much profit we can make. There is no laws against us charging what we want."
what am I reminded of? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Okay, can I interject one more time?
One more
Yeah.
time. Go ahead, Tina.
Okay, I'm nerding out, nerding out on you guys, because that's what I do. So look, just to understand, if you look at some old world maps, you'll notice that maps change over time. Countries
Yes,
come
they
and
do.
go.
Ebb and flow,
This is
baby.
not, like the gentleman said earlier, nothing is guaranteed. Absolutely, nothing is
Nothing.
guaranteed. This form of government, we have seen that unless corrections are made, that this form of government will not do. The experiment, and why they call it an experiment, is already something in itself. But it is an experiment in terms of it was this
Self-governance.
experiment. It was this experience. We are not the only democracy.
Nope.
We are not the only republic. We are not the
Hello,
only. we are not-
Australia,
We are not. None of those things
Australia.
Yeah,
unique.
Australia.
Make us unique is how we let capitalism, and remember, we've got the historical factor. This country was founded and based on a lot of atrocities, a lot of out of control forms
Indeed.
of just human indignities. I don't even want to go down that road because
Yeah.
that's a whole different road.
Yeah, no,
but my point is, But my point is still the same. Countries come and go. If this democracy doesn't correct itself, we in fact may be looking at the
We will
end
fail
of.
as other nations and other civil, other societies have. It is
But
only by the participation of the citizens of this country that this experiment continues. If they take
It's not the citizens that hurt the country,
No.
John. It's the wealthy hurting the country.
it is the way this capitalism works. Somebody a little while ago said $17.50 an hour doesn't do you a whole lot of good when you're limited to 4-hour shifts. There you go. There you go. Poor, hungry, and needing a job. It plays in my mind all the time because that's what I've seen all my life. It is the realization that this capitalistic idea, the whole revolves around a workforce of being poor, hungry, and needing a job, meaning that you can't go on vacation. You ain't got money for that shit. You're hungry. You got to feed your family, baby, and you need this job. In the way we look, that's the way that we look at capitalism, instead of looking at it through the lens of if you provide a thriving workforce, the production will go up. Everything goes up. But those at the upper level, they want their money, baby, and that's where we are nowadays.
Because it's easy for the taking right now.
I think that capitalism unchecked is corrosive
Indeed.
to any democratic republic, to any.
Yeah, you can
democratic
outprice yourself. It's your right to put whatever price you want on your product or whatever it is that you
people
do.
try to and people try to separate the fact that the United States is a democratic republic. I'll hear people say, "Well, we're a republic. We're a republic." I'm like, "Yeah, we're also a democratic republic." And other people are like, "Well, we're democratic." It's like, no, we are a democratic republic. And when you separate them and don't hyphen them, they mean different things.
Yeah.
And I'm really what I'm perturbed about if you were going to say, well, how are you like a grandmother and you sound like your grandparents? Well, how it affects me, I think the most is when I see the usage of words being manipulated beyond their actual meaning. And I think I'm very cognizant of that. Like I just recently learned that the definition of woman, not male, not man, just the definition of woman has changed. So it is no longer what it used to be. And I understand that if you want to do that, sure, add a couple of extra letters into the word. Who cares? A, B, C, D. I don't care about that. But I do care about it when I hear that man definition hasn't changed. So I have issues with that, and maybe it's just because I'm old fashioned and I'm limited and nobody has had a conversation to explain it to me. So, I'm not perfect either, you guys.
You're not. Damn. Don't ruin it for us, Tina. We all thought you was perfect. Nobody is. What's that old saying? The last perfect guy they nailed to a cross. I don't want to be him.
Every once in a while, I have to get humbled too. So, but really, if we don't,
I get it on a daily basis, baby.
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Let me send out a couple thank yous to Maria Betancourt, who came in with a $5 donation through Super Chat. Maria, thank you very much. And Michael Johnson, who came back with another $2, who said, "Merry Christmas, my Blue Dot family," and fuck Trump. That's what it says right there. I'm not making it up. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. We could go on with this. This is a good conversation to have, and we could go on for hours. And that's the part of this that I love, is that we gather around whatever this is, our table, our laptops, whatever we're using, your phone, and we get to have a conversation about anything and everything. And usually we go in that direction. I want to thank this crowd tonight in the chat. It has been very, very active tonight, and I appreciate that. I've enjoyed it. I've tried to catch as much of it as I can, but it's that chat that inspires me every day. It really is. But I want to thank everybody that comes in and joins us in this conversation and keeps this Blue Dot family going. And I owe all that to y'all. because it is a we thing. Anyway, Tina, thank you for coming in, baby. I appreciate it tremendously.
Always a pleasure,
Come back
sir.
and join the conversation again.
Yes, yes. You know, when I got something to say, I do.
Yes?
If I just, you know, if I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't have to talk all the time. Sometimes it's good to listen. People,
You
people
do a
don't
lot
know.
of listening in the blue room. Sometimes we have to poke you with a stick to make sure you're still there.
You
All
know,
right.
so it's a,
You can't learn if you don't listen.
That's
yeah, you
true.
can't learn anything if you don't listen. You
Yeah,
can't
you won't
hear.
learn anything if you don't listen.
Right. Two
So-
people talking at the same time are not exchanging information.
Well, Tina, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate it.
Very good. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao,
Happy
baby.
Christmas, everybody.
Feliz Navidad, all of us. Michael Johnson, thank you for coming in the room tonight. Appreciate it. And thank you for the
very much.
donations, buddy. I appreciate it tremendously.
Always, thank you, brother. Always enjoy the conversation.
There
You guys y'all always make my evening.
Well, we're just those kind of people, Michael.
Everybody in
That's it.
chat, I enjoy.
Anyway, thank you, buddy. And Joe, my buddy
Yes,
Joe
sir.
from down the street. I
I'm
appreciate
just
you.
one wild and a crazy
Yeah,
guy.
you don't know how much your name comes up at my house nowadays, I swear. Oh, man, don't do this again. God dog it, my screen just went totally blank over here. Come on. Oh, no. Well, I just lost all of the conversation, all of the everything. Come on.
I hear you,
Get
John.
back on. No, I done lost 2 of the screens I had. Let me see. I still have the show in Discord going. I've lost everything else. I don't know what happened. It says no,
Everything's still
no
running.
signal. Yeah, it says no signal over there. But over here I'm fine. So one computer's running, the other one's not. I don't know what's going on. It's the second time it happened. Anyway, Joe, thank you for being here, brother. We appreciate it.
You're most welcome. Merry Christmas
Merry Christmas.
to everyone.
We'll be here. I suspect we may be here Christmas Day. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to open up some more presents.
Well, there you go, brother. Call me. All right, look. Love you, brother. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. And Aussie Dave, thank you so much for coming in, brother. We missed you. We'll be concerned about you until this flood's over.
Thank you, mate. I'm concerned about myself till this flood's over. But it's nice to know. I had a lovely note from Mitchy Chick. Thank you, Mitchy Chick, for that lovely little note. It's nice to hear from people to say, you know, keep safe, keep your feet dry. But I'll get through this. But it's going to be, I think, 4 months of hell. So I'll be patchy with you guys. I'll be in and out with you guys. But I am keeping up with the news, and I am watching every show when I get a chance. I watch the repeats. So I have seen all the shows and all the rants.
Well,
not missed anything.
Just keep us informed. I think it's the cat. I think the cat unplugged something under the desk is what I think happened.
The reason I won't post videos is because everyone's seen friggin' floods. And every video that's been produced with my town in it, they always have drones, and they fly them up the river, showing all the flooded parklands and where the paddle steamer is sitting. It's tied up there in the dock and that. And right behind that paddle steamer is where I live. And when the drones get to the back of the paddle steamer, they turn around and go back the other way. So if I do post a video, anyone, when you see the paddle steamer, the place right behind the paddle wheel is where I live. There's supposed to be a jetty out the front, but it's not there.
Well, we'll
But
check it out.
thank you, guys. I love the family.
We love you
keep
back,
up the
Dave.
good work, guys.
We love you back. Take care of yourself, buddy.
Thank you.
And come back anytime you can. Just check in the Discord
Okey-dokey.
chat or on the live. Anyway, Dave, take care of yourself. And
I'll send a flare.
there you go, buddy. Do that. And Mr. Chick, thank you so much.
You're welcome, John, and Aussie Dave. I just want you to know that you're always in our thoughts.
Always.
You always are. We're thinking about you.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. So when I'm down in the water, washing around and all that crap, I'll be thinking about you guys.
Okay.
Mr. Chick, thank you. And to all of our Blue Dot
Just have a
family
good Christmas.
on YouTube and on Facebook, although I can no longer see the chat, it's just gone, and I have a feeling my cat, a little bit, has unplugged something because only one computer's off, the other one, it must be the cat. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here, and, tomorrow's the big day, so I don't know. You know, depending on how tomorrow goes, what we hear and everything, we could be live tomorrow just to discuss what happens tomorrow. So keep your eyes out. We could be live, or we might wait till Tuesday. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how Monday plays out. And
In the meantime, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Miss Chick.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. It makes a big difference, baby. We love to see those numbers. And to those that join the family, because I've seen a few new faces in there tonight, welcome to the Blue Dot family. Come back. We're here all the time. And by the way, download Discord and come into the conversation with everybody else here. In the meantime, everybody else, again, happy Hanukkah. You know, it's Christmas season. Put a smile on your face, baby. Let that cheer come through and put a smile on somebody else's face. Y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Everybody.
Oh, wait.
Happy
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Good night, everyone.